Given Ruinda, one, when our Landati Mundubila Tali Nomba, Miles Sampa Wakwete.
Hey!
We know.
Good question. But I want you to be realistic. If you are failing to win Kasama, you fail to win Kasama. How will Mundubila win at a national level? Mundubila Kovali. I know. No, they stole the elections. They stole the elections. Again, I'll ask you, if you fail to protect votes in 2 constituencies, Kasama has only 2 constituencies. If you fail to protect votes in 2 constituencies, how do you expect to protect votes countrywide? Now, could have been a Mundubila. Now, given Rubinda. Now, look up. But given Rubinda. But in Chalo Chaguna. Given Rubinda is in his own world. Given Rubinda, I mean, look at the things that he's doing. Look at the things that he's doing. Given Rubinda, you know, according to him, I'm sure in his head, he wants to gather people. He wants to gather people. He wants to form a team. And according to him, he thinks by firing, he's gathering people. He's gathering people. But I don't know. I don't know. Umudiro wa given wale pitamu. Wale pitamu umudiro wa given. Wale pabu afia. And there are some people, of course, naturally, there are people who are supporting wa given. There are some people who are against wa given. This is just the way it is, my politics. My politics, not about abantu yubari musula. Iwe tayari abantu bari kusula. Meanwhile, when the tayari abantu bari kusula, but they are parting away with the little money that they have. Yesterday, I was telling you, Patricia, I mean, I'm sure you saw it. You saw, you know, I was sleeping. Nindara, umuntu kisambusha, kisantumina phone. Awo never kutumina $50. Never kutumina $50. Now, when I touch quarter bopene, he had to wait in Pakafola. Elwa ituma $50. And that, especially when you talk about mu diaspora, alamu diaspora na ikaba. Abantu ba mu diaspora na ikaba. Teko ati muntu aba ku America, yo aba ku Australia, yo aba ku Britain, they have got money. Na ikaba mu diaspora. Life na ikaba na kukudia. People are just there because at least kuja inchiteko shava kuwombesha, but people are working, you know, awkward hours. Umuntu ale womba in a day ale womba 16 hours. In a day, ya kwata 24 hours. Wasanga umuntu ale womba 16 hours. Wasanga ta distance ale insha. 2 hours going ukuya kunchito. Shan nganya womba mana nkani ma agents sawa. Ma agents sawa. Ya di shupa, you know. It's difficulty. So when somebody says ndek tumina $50, I respect them. I respect them. But meanwhile, tayari abantu bali kusula, but somebody is parting away with $50. It is not easy at the moment. And I'm very grateful to those people. It's the same with Bagiven Lubin. There are some of you who are supporting Bagiven. There are some who are against Bagiven Lubin. But from my perspective, this is why I usually say, from my perspective, I feel we're given leadership na iwashupa. From my perspective, I don't know Mudiro Vale Pitamo, but from my perspective, Mudiro were given leadership na iwashupa. Why in but na iwashupa is being very emotive. But given Rubinda, since he became acting president, he has been acting very emotive. Even the situation where PF is today, it is the emotive way of dealing with situations. Emotive way. Remember, Miles Sampa. Miles Sampa were given, they were like this. They were like this. Even when we were given Rubinda sued me, the only witness that he were given Rubinda had, and by then he was justice minister, was Miles Sampa. They were like this. I'm a party, my party, shani, bale umfuani. Because of politics, because Bagiven was being emotive. Whenever Miles did whatever he did, whatever nonsense he did, because basically he made some comments which infuriated the party, other members of the party. But Bagiven, according to me, if Bagiven had leadership qualities, he would have approached Miles and engaged him on the sideline. before coming to roast him in a central committee meeting, where Miles Sampa Zanda, from my state, it's still gonna think. What does WARGiven do? Bamuchita expel. Bamuchita expel epa fumine the convention yabufi. It is because Miles Sampa WARGiven, and for me, WARGiven was emotional. Because Miles Sampa was somebody that he was close to. Whatever action that Miles was going to take, if he was a leader, he would have called Miles and engaged him. Even Miles, whatever. I'm sure Miles would have listened. But we are given to the Sendera, Palibu vice president. Our Central Committee suspension. Next, expelling Miles Sampa. Miles Sampa azanda uyo ka convention kabufi. Imomo ambokula bepa no haka inde ichilema. Kupusana kwa abo babiri badya. Miles Sampa na given win efi alengero kwa tikube kalaka convention kabufi. Efi alengere. And you know, but given was trying to protect Edgar Lungu, because Edgar Lungu, he was trying to protect Edgar Lungu and himself, by the way. Because Edgar Lungu, but given by Shokati, Edgar Lungu, nga power umbi, if we go for a convention and give Edgar Lungu is replaced, he knew that his political future was was obscure, basically, was in jeopardy. So he kept on, preserving Edgar Lungu as president. Edgar Lungu was president because as long as Edgar Lungu was there as president, but given when they remained vice president and as acting president. You see? So he was protecting his Kantuanikane ka position kawo. Ka position kako whilst Edgar Lungu was holding on to presidency, but given was holding on kurikarake ka position kabu acting. They messed up everything, they lost PF. Now, fast forward, the same things are happening right now. Kuriam utuma differences, whatever. And WARGiven, what is WARGiven doing? WARGiven, whenever mass suspension, firing this one, According to me, I don't know WARGiven position now, but according to me, a leader, you must have a big heart. According to me, a leader, you must have a big heart. A leader, you must be forgiving. That is number one. Leadership at all levels, the number one thing that you should have is forgiveness, according to me. At all levels, even in Munganda, in your own house, if you are not a forgiving person, it will be very difficult for you to stay with your wife. It will be very difficult for you to show love to your own children if you are not a forgiving person. Because you find your own wife is wronging against you, is doing wrong things. And some of these things, they may not even be wrong, but from your perspective, you look at it to say, this is wrong. This is wrong. From your perspective. Muna munganda na ikalanga na chimero nkama sha munganda mumwanda. Muna munganda muno kwa liwati incense. Ida incense. Aba kashwandire keni miebe ndera na muchiwe mbashirefo abomfwe. Aba kashwandi nde mieba. Ngabaya pamo ngandikunotwawa ngabaya pamo venefo bakonka ima incense mwali inamwishiba incense file finunkila filia ububani, my wife spends money on incense like any mieve makando kwali wa makando ya kwato mutengo like any mieve imo like any lange pufesika mo mila mu fonde mieve. You see? Utu. Mamon. Aka utu ni tu kando. Ero kuno utu no twali dulotu. Ututumbi utu. Aka kaswaka. Bala vika mutu incense shani. Bafwaya munganda mulenu nkilafe. Yonse munganda muli chush. Yonse munganda chush. Ukuno nkilo kwa pusana. Every day. I'm telling you, pa internet jum kashwanja wa filifi. When you should have a shah, incense. Anyway, if you are kununka, no, you can imagine. You are in an inch panon de tontonka nati. De tontonka nati. Oh, not quarter. Ah, we are muntu antumina ka 50 ringi. So antumina ka $50. Kala ka $50. Narashta muka penta. Site muka penta na tushanchani. Ero veno wasa da what? Kwa? Lete ile 50 nankane. Iyonto ankane leta. Leta kuno. Wasa she okay. Wabu pero muntu. Wiso da what? Kwa ashta muvi bread. Ashta mwana tushanchani. Tu jamu. Tushanchani huko. Ah. Wadawa. Ngashimbishi. Ah. Ni insta tu incense. You see? Now, from my perspective, muntu wandi. Kutu hamkushta. Ife akununkira munganda. Ngani perfume tetimulando mkajwandi. Mama. Mwamumo. Ena butukira mma perfume. Ero wasa ngata ma perfume wa ya lero lesha muntu wandi. Ya mutengo. Wamon. Number, I'm just giving this an example, but for me, if you feel akununkira nshafishi, but therefore na akura muntu wandi. Ina na ishiwo kudia. Ina ishiwo kudia. Ina na ishiwa tinga kwa tempia. Kushto twakudia. Twakudia. But mukashwandi. Ina ona ulendarama. Kuma incense. Okay? But that, I'm just trying to tell you that different perspectives. And if you are not careful, you would say, no, my wife is useless and whatever. No. We are different. And you must be tolerant. You must be able to meet people halfway. You must be tolerant. You must look at things from their perspective as well. So as a leader, at any level, then I just gave this as an example, that even in your house, you need to be forgiving. Even in your house, you need to be understanding. You need to have a big heart. You know? That's why Nangundela and the Paddington can, because really come have a chinga. File chita Egypto, ni mfipata. Ero ni mfipata. Ukumi have a chinga. If file chita Egypto, ni mfipata. But then, you know, I mean, I don't know why Haka Inachlema is tolerating it. Maybe he knows what is really going on. I'm telling you, what Jito is doing is wrong. It's not just about me to say, no, Nimfulwa, I'm being jealous. Now I know. Jito is posing himself like he's the center of gravity of the presidency. But all the time, when somebody, omuntumo, ngapula mongo munyo apakati. Ambo kula monekela kwati, ena. Let me tell you, even all of you, whenever you wake, don't try to outshine everybody. Don't try to position yourself like you are the only one. Those are bad guys. People that you see that present themselves like, you know, inanine. Those are a big problem. You need people that work as a team. Even if I'm working with people, you know, you need to moderate yourself. Why Chilufya? Why bika palevo yaba nobe? Not in, so you never know what Haka in the Ichlema. Anyway, I don't know what Haka in the Ichlema is doing. Maybe na womfwana, but in Ghana womfwana, let me tell you, fiabu puwa at this point in time, because Haka in the Ichlema. Today mulu shoga Haka in the Ichlema pitem 2026. Ero na fine mule fusaba ila 2031. If you lave niko, because tamuishive amapange ya kualisa. Keep this video, lekeni niebe. Keep this video. Iyo 2031, va Jito mule walandira po mule wachira kampeni. Iwe siya wanu. Hey, Jito 2031. You don't know what will happen in 2031. Don't think that Jack Mwimbu is a fool to keep quiet, because Jack Mwimbu also would want to be president. Gary Nkombo would also want to be president. And so many other people would want to be president. But why have they buried their presidential ambitions? Why? Why have they have suspended that? A small boy from nowhere. Because Jito is not a politician. Jito is just appointed. Jito is not a politician. Jito can't go out there and campaign. He can't even go out there and campaign. He can't. You know. So, but those are some of the things that okay, anyway, I don't know what is going on. Anyway, but given Lubinda, basically I'm saying that but given his attitude to the way he's dealing with people. Character whatever are given Lubinda. Always wanting to punish people. That is not a quality of a good leader. It is not all the time that you have to take the road and beat a child. In your house. All the time, you have to take a cane, whip. I mean, what kind of parent are you? But given Lubinda believes in that, if there is a politician who has been in court fighting others more than the politicians, it's given Lubinda. Given Lubinda has taken almost everyone in court. Everyone in court. Given that is not the attitude of a leader. That is not the attitude of a leader. You cannot be punishing everyone. And at the end of the day, you want to gather people around you. You can't do that. You can't do that. There are some things that you need to sit with people and engage. Even in Chris Zuma and Zimba, they were together in Tonze. Oh, you're Chris Zuma and Zimba. Now police. Given. What kind of leadership is this? Where everything, you must, he respects the law. Yes, we all respect the law. But people are bound to error. Yes, respect the law. Yes, be a disciplinarian. But it's not all the time that you are going to be punishing people. It is not the way to go. But given the number mweka, and now you have started recruiting people because he has been emphasizing to say, no, I'm the president of Tonse. And yet, he almost remained alone. These people that given Lubinda surrounded himself, those are not leaders. Who is Mukandira? Those are infants. Come on. What about your peers who are given Lubinda? How are you feeling? You don't have your peers. Vajin Kapata wouldn't say much about Vajin Kapata. Na aliwa chindika Vajin Kapata. I will spare her. I will not say much. I do understand. But given Lubinda, he's messing up. And basically, this is the genesis of the weakness of the opposition. This is the genesis. This is the borer in the opposition because PF was the strongest, or is still the strongest, really. By brand, PF is the strongest. And yet we have leaders like Given Lubinda, who instead of gathering, is just, throwing away. How can you do that? How can Given Lubinda think that he is a better leader than Kampyongo? How can Given Lubinda think that he's a better leader than Mtoto Kafuaya? How can Given Lubinda think that he's a better leader than Brian Mundubila? How can he reach a level of treating these senior members of the party like children? How can it go to that extent? And him is trying to claim, he's trying to look like, he is all holier than thou. But come on, this man was also fired by Sata. Given Lubinda was fired by Sata. Remember, Sata was not firing anyhow. But Sata fired Given Lubinda. He fired him. He is not innocent. Given Lubinda is not innocent. He is not innocent. That for sure is not innocent. And just that, we have signed a truce with some of these people. So when you sign a truce with some of these people, you don't bring out their debt, you leave it there. But Given Lubinda cannot claim to be innocent. He can't claim to be innocent. But now look how he's treating others. So how is he gathering the opposition? PF is supposed to be the strongest party. But where is it today? It has ended up in the pocket of Chavinga. Chavinga is the one. Chavinga has PF in his pockets and is moving around with it. Even at a point of selling it. Because I know, but Chavinga is moving around with with PF in his pocket and is willing to sell it. He is willing to sell it. Chavinga has PF in his pocket and is willing to sell it. By UPND, be careful. Be careful. Mulolekeshe po wino sana Chavinga. Mumuikatishe. Mukada wafe mkonfava chuko PF. He went to South Africa where, you know, it was suggested that he wanted to give Mudoro. On what conditions? On what basis did Chavinga go to South Africa and had a meeting with Mudoro and offered Mudoro to take over the party? On what basis? Politics. We don't do things that, charity. On what basis did Chavinga attend a meeting in South Africa and with Mudoro? On what basis? You see? So this is one of the biggest problems, because PF was the strongest opposition. And this is why you even saw that whenever they took a purpose vehicle, when they took NCP became a big party. They even won a seat. They even won a seat. Without PF, they wouldn't have won a seat. But because of PF, they won a seat. FDD, we are talking about Chawama. They won a seat. Because of PF. You see? Now, but given Luwinda, he has that, and he's doing the way he's behaving. He's destroying PF. The chances of the opposition, to some of you who are thinking to say, no, whatever, that is one of the biggest problems. We have people like Given Luwinda. We have people like Miles Sampa. And we have these young chaps who think that, you know, they can replace people like Kampiongo. You can't replace those kind of people. And those are the fiber of the PF. Those are the fiber of the PF. Those are the pillars of PF. Not these young chaps that you are bringing. These, they are nothing. They are nothing. But for Given Luwinda, for you want to be, you want to remain above. You want to be surrounded by these young stars, so that you become the big guys. You are destroying yourself. You are going nowhere, Given. You are going nowhere. You are going nowhere. You are simply going nowhere. Then now, so, yes, talking about Chawama in that respect. Then now I talk about Chawama. I've told you several times that I was not happy with the UPND losing Chawama. I was not happy with UPND losing Chawama because Chawama by-election was at the instigation of the UPND, including myself, because we called for that by-election. So by the time we are calling for that by-election, we should have been ready in every way to make sure that whoever was going to contest on that seat should win the election. We should have done that. We should have prepared ourselves. We should have been ready for us to take over Chawama. And I'm saying us because I was part of those people that called for that by-election. And we pushed for it until it was declared. So we called for that by-election. We got into that by-election. We lost. We lost that by-election, including me. You saw me, I was very determined, we lost. We lost. And it really pained me. But one thing that what Chawama tells us, it is not so much to say that UPND did not go there and campaign. UPND was out there. Resources were poured in there. Of course, some of the resources went into the pockets of the people. But, so, Chawama showed something. There are lessons that we're supposed to learn from Chawama. There are lessons that we're supposed to learn from Chawama. The first thing is that, money went into Chawama, but that money ended up in the pockets of the people. Now, what usually happened, politics, people don't take the money into the campaigns. They don't. So a lot of people, they looked at that by-election, Karikadiro. People got money. I know a number of people got money, but that money did not reach the constituency. It didn't reach the constituency. So people were not happy. And then, who are these people? Most of the people that went into Chawama, they were not from Chawama. Ama structures, they are the ones that went into Chawama. They are the ones that they ate the money of Chawama. So really, it was a little bit difficult. As much as you want to say, no, abantu balitsa don't kubeba. It's true. Don't kubeba mukali. But over and above, mostly I would say, people in Chawama did not eat the money that was released to go into Chawama. It didn't. Apart from that, there was an issue of messaging. I want to Chawama. They won't say, I understand. How come Edgar Lungu has not been buried? They won't say. Some people believe that this is because of government. Some people believe that this is because of government. They believe that this is because of government. And that was supposed to be explained to people so that people can understand, people can see who is the Malukula, who is holding on Kuchitumbi. People were supposed to be told on that. People were not told. Then the candidate that was also chosen, the candidate was loud, the candidate was just all over. I mean, when he was talking, when he was praying, it was just something else. So that also contributed. At the other important point, ukuina ama elections everywhere, including in America. Ama elections, they kupenda chama voti, ama voter, you want to vote. No. You need to protect the vote. You need to make sure that that verification is done by your people. And the people in Chawama, they were alert. I'm not talking as a praise singer. I am talking, even you, PND, I want you to listen with an open mind. This is not an attack on you. This is not to decampaign you. I'm speaking with an open mind. So, Kuchawama, number one, like I'm saying, the structures by UPND, at the moment, no matter what you say, there is a general outcry that the structures, the grassroots, has been neglected. There are people that are eating pamuru, but the structures, the grassroots are complaining. The grassroots are complaining. In many areas, they are complaining. Everywhere, including the southern province, where you have the stronghold. I am grateful that I have a number of people that I talk to. Actually, I want to acknowledge some of the traditional leaders in southern province. I want to recognize them. I want to say thank you very much. You send me messages. There is one traditional leader who is always greeting me. I'm grateful. They have got so many mothers and fathers in southern province, and I'm very grateful. And some of the issues, they appreciate what Akainde Hichilema is doing on top there. They appreciate the policies. They see. But somehow, there are those that people who feel, my politics, everyone who participates in politics, they're expecting something. They expect a little recognition, somehow. And some of these people, they feel, they have not been recognized. They have not been appreciated. Some of these people, they believe that they have not been appreciated. And this, whether you like it or not, played a part in Chawama. It played a part in Chawama. The structures of Chawama itself, some people were not okay, were not happy. And worse off, the people that went in there to campaign, many of them came from other places. So it was not very good for them. It didn't work out good. I mean, how do these people come and campaign and whatever? But bamene bakuja ndalama zamene zibuera siba muno yayi bachokera uku bandani babwelesa na bantu abanao babwelesa bantu. Leaders were going into Chawama with the people that were not part of Chawama, and this came out very strongly. Now, if I can go fast forward, this situation happened when I'm saying that Chawama, we were supposed to win Chawama. And by the fact that we didn't win Chawama, it is showing, it is a sign of how difficult it is going to be for some constituencies to win. This is one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons. You, Ama MPs, this is one of the challenges that you are going to have. I have had people who have been complaining, even in the Copper Belt. I would mention a number of MPs. Some of them, those who I talked to, I've reached out to them, I've told them, Iwe, Umuntu Wasona so called me and told me this. Some of them, those who I'm able to talk to, but I don't. But there have been people who have been complaining in these constituencies to say, I supported this guy. But this guy, whatever. So, the structures of UPND, a number of people are complaining. And you have to remember that the structures of the UPND are not looked after by the president. It is not the president to go down there and start talking to the section chairman and whatever. No, it is the people that are elected, the MPs, the councillors and whatever. These are the people that get in touch with the grassroots. So those of you who were busy arguing with me, not Tayali, UPND is intact. I'm telling you, this is one of the problems that you have with the structures, the grassroots. Some of you MPs, even some of you who are ministers, very powerful ministers, you are coming out, during the by-elections, you are busy campaigning and whatever. But some of these very powerful ministers that you are seeing will crumble. Some of them will crumble because I know UPND will be sponsoring these to say, no, he's a senior member of the party and whatever, but they will crumble. And by UPND, for tonight, what I'm telling you is that as 2026 is coming, when you are going to be adopting these MPs, remember Chawama. Remember Chawama. Remember that you picked somebody and people rejected him. You have to know that it is possible that even if somebody is standing on UPND, they can reject him. That is a lesson that I'm trying to draw from Chawama. And I'm saying, if the people of Chawama, in spite of UPND and all the things that they are doing, the people said, no, we are just not going to vote for this one. If they did it in Chawama, don't talk about, no, Chawama is PF. No, Chawama is not PF. Chawama is not PF. No, Chawama is the bedroom of PF. Do you know the bedroom of PF? The bedroom of PF is not Chawama. If the bedroom of PF is not Chawama, go and look at the results that come out of Chawama. You can't say Chawama is the bedroom of PF. No. Chawama is always a tough contested constituency. A very tough constituency. To win in Chawama, you must be strong. And UPND has had votes there. Go and see in the last elections, Tasila had about 35 something. The one who stood, what is his name? The guy that has been appointed. He had over 20 something thousand votes. So that is not a bedroom of a party, no. A bedroom of a party is when you talk about Southern Province, for example, you talk about a constituency like Choma. That is what you can say, whereby the first candidate is Uko, not the next candidate so close. And you say, no, it's a bedroom of PF. No, because Eddie Kalungu comes from there. It was not about that. If there is anything that Edgar Lungu had, it was the fact that people were complaining to say, you know, why we have not buried, and now they have brought a by-election. That was the only thing. But really, it's not so much to say, Edgar Lungu, what did Edgar Lungu do there? What did Tasila do in Chawama? So that wasn't a factor. But the point I'm trying to tell you is that what happened in Chawama, be very sure that it will happen in many constituencies. And this is why I've been emphasizing that when you're talking about AMA MPs, don't just look at MPs to say, yo, because this one is an incumbent. This one is an incumbent. For example, Munali. Don't play with Munali. Munali, don't play with Munali. I saw Banani at Banani Vamposha to say, no, Thomas Sipalo is a comedian and he wants to do comedy over my whatever. He's not a serious person. He doesn't even have a property. He doesn't even have a toilet. He may have built churches and whatever. I looked at him, Mposha. Mposha, are you serious? Can you dismiss Sipalo? How many votes did you get in Munali? How many votes did Sipalo get? And on which part? You were standing, Mposha, you were standing on UPND. When people had turned against PF, they had gone to UPND. It was like anything UPND, they will go for it. That is how 2021 was. That is why Hakainde Hichilema had over 1 million votes. Because people had revolted against the PF. And they just wanted anything other than PF. And yet that anything was UPND. But look at how many votes, tell me, how many votes Sipalo got in Munali. And he stood as an independent. He didn't stand on PF. He didn't stand on UPND. He didn't stand on any of these parties. He stood as an independent. How many votes did he get? By UPND, take a closer look. Look at these things. Look at these things. How many votes did Mposha get? How many votes did Sipalo get? For this guy to come today and say, you know, he's not a serious guy. He's just a comedian. He doesn't even have a property. Vamposha. You know, you are standing on the ground, but Panshumushi Navemba. The least that you can do is not to speak with contempt on Thomas Sipalo. Is to speak about Thomas Sipalo with some respect. Is to speak about Thomas Sipalo with some respect. Because at least that can win you some credit. Some of you think that when you speak about some of these people like, he's useless. Be very careful with Sipalo. I've just given that one, I've just pointed at that because, that one. But I can talk about other constituencies as well. Other constituencies I can talk about. But if I talk about some of these people, if I talk about some of these things, these very people, I want peace with Hakainde Hichilema. But some of these people, those are the people that Hakainde Hichilema is seeing to say, Ababantu. So, Mwikalapatara, Ndemireka. But I'm telling you, some of you, Mukalukutanga Masuku. The same way they rejected that candidate. And it was a by-election where all the resources, a lot of resources went there. And yet they rejected the constituency. They rejected a candidate. I am telling you, it's going to repeat itself in a number of constituencies across the country. Don't even take it to say, no, it is Southern Province, it is Southern Province. I'm telling you, people will turn out to vote. Even in Southern Province, they will vote for Hakainde Hichilema, but they will not vote for a candidate. Even in Southern Province, if there will be people that will contest as independent, they are going to carry the day. Believe me, we are going to have, if there will be strong people who stay in those areas, if they are going to stand as independent, you are going to see that some of these people that you call giants, they are going to flank. It's a big challenge that Hakainde Hichilema has. And I don't want to pretend here to say, no. This is the truth. And the Chawama is giving you that sign. Now, let me turn around to Kasama. Kasama, let's face it, those are the bedrooms of PF. When you're talking about a bedroom of PF, Kasama is a bedroom of PF. Kasama is a bedroom of PF. That's for sure. Kulia eku bedroom kwa PF. Because even, first of all, there has been this regionalism which we cannot run away. There have been this regionalism. People have campaigned UPND to say UPND yakubatonga batonga. Okay? And the PF yakumyesu. This narrative, we cannot run away from it. It is there. It is there. And apart from that, anyone like Siwongile, he is being seen as a traitor who has left PF, party ya kumiago, ayakudiba UPND. In what I'm trying to tell you is that Kasama really is really PF. Is really PF. And PF needed to win that one. They needed to win that one. But they lost it. Now, this is the issue. For some of you who are saying, no, our opposition, they are okay. Our opposition, no, yeah, if into tukawina, hakainde ichile Imwe, hakainde ichile mwafiro kuina kukasama. You fail to win in Kasama. Where are you going to win? 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 Where are you going to get the votes? At the presidential level. Where? Where? I said, you know, Shefo Kulanda Pali Kasama because Nala Chena Bantu. I know. Brown is my friend. Frankly speaking, he's my friend. And even when I'm talking, the truth be told, Ndashin tukira waiwela mataba toke fite ndande munandi whatever, you know. And support waka in the Ichilema. Don't confuse me. Don't be confused. Don't confuse yourselves. I'm supporting Haka in the Ichilema. But you know, when I'm talking about brand, kulanda kwa tuwa mshamo. And if unale iwele ramu ukulanda pali Kasama. Now, kulia ni kumie nukulia. Ukulia ni kumie nukuba PF. Even wakambwidi narrative valela ndefo valela ndabali misula. Haka ina Hichilema di taishile mkwisa. Whatever. I mean, that is the language. And the truth be told, I mean, a lot of people, you know, simple people, they buy into these things. But you lost. You lost Kasama. You lost Kasama. And you think you can win the entire country. Eh? When are you going to win? When? If you are losing, we have got only about 300 chakuti days before the elections. Elections. Kukasama. And you think you are going to win. Where are you going to win? Where are you going to win? Where are you going to win? Kasama has got only two constituencies with about 130 chakuti polling stations. I want to ask you, Ama elections, Yonsi, all the elections, to win an election, to win an election is about protecting the votes. It's about protecting the votes. Wherever, ukuri consider kwa America. Even na kwa America, take campaign for what? No, you have campaigned, you have campaigned. Uwile wama elections. The center of elections, winning an election, Mundwandi. It is not about the crowds that you are pulling. It's not about how much money you have put in. It's about getting those numbers to your side. How you get those numbers, that is another story. getting those numbers. It's about numbers. It's about numbers. Whether those numbers are fabricated or whatever. Muma politics, the pastorator is talking about free and fair elections. And they are talking about transparency from the time of registering voters, transparency in the time of campaigning, transparency in voting, transparency in counting. Those are bishops talking. And it's good, yes, we need to listen to them. But when you talk about practical politics, Muntwandi, my politics is another game. It's another game, Muntwandi. It's not about to say, no, I'm having rallies, shan. No, people love me. I hear a lot of people these days, a lot of people have been calling me, no, support me, I'm contesting in this election, how are you doing? No, people like me. No, people are with me. You ask 2-3 questions, you can tell that this one has failed. Just 2-3 questions, you ask them, you see that this one has failed. Most of the times I ask them to say, what is the number of electorates in your constituency? A person who is serious, a person who has done his homework, he will tell you the number of people who are voting in his constituency. If you are a serious contender and you don't know how many people are in your constituency, you don't know. You have already lost. Because a serious contender, you should know how many people are in the constituency where you are. And you should be able to know how many votes you need for you to win. You should be able to know. The moment you don't know the electorate, the number in that constituency, the moment you don't know, you are already miles away. The next thing, you need to know how many polling stations are in your constituency. You need to know. How many? Where are they? You need to know them. You need to know the polling stations. Go visit the polling stations. If you are a candidate, I'm a polling stations in Gaya 100 in constituency. Make sure you go in all the polling stations. Why I mean oh, so for one, vote la pano. You must do that. You are political infants. You are political novices. You just talk away abantu. You can have a crowd, but ngaya is. Muramona, vanani kanabo. Vamdala va Fred Membe. Va Fred Membe, vale ngishamo. Nendeke vale chita. Ukukasa, mabali tsana chate ndeke vaya. Va Fred Membe. Vale ngishamo kanyampuku. Socialists putting money there. What did they get? And va Fred Membe tell over Tambama politics. My friend Membe, he's a household name. But look, how many votes he gets. At least, let me give credit to Kalava. At least, utuma numbers, na tukulako. But of course, na tukulako. Alesen dagoka 3 pin. That's good. But that doesn't mean that he's anywhere close to becoming a president. He's not anywhere close. He's far away. Very far. You can get to throw my numbers, but it's very far. So the point I'm trying to tell you, sorry, I am kind of demoralizing you. But I want you to be realistic. If you are failing to win Kasama, you fail to win Kasama, how will Mundubila win at a national level? Mundubila ko bali kuti. Mundubila ko bali kuti. George Chisanga. That is Lukasha. You are you are a member of parliament. Vajoji Chisanga, you are a member of parliament. But Vajoji Chisanga, this is your second loss. Remember, you lost a by-election, a councillor. You lost in your constituency. You lost in your constituency. I want to tell you the truth. I want to tell you the truth. So, how are you gauging yourself? Because you were the campaign managers of that candidate. You were the campaign managers. How did you fail to convince people? I know. Hey, no, they stole the elections. They stole the elections. Again, I'll ask you, if you fail to protect votes in 2 constituencies, Kasama has only 2 constituencies. If you fail to protect votes in 2 constituencies, how do you expect to protect votes countrywide? How many polling stations are in Kasama? How many? How many polling stations? 130 Chakuti? I'm sure less than 140. Do you know how many polling stations we are going to have throughout the country? Do you know? Do you know? From my last update, from my last data, we had about 12,000 Chakuti polling stations. We had over 12,000. The number has grown. With delimitation and whatever, we might find ourselves with about 15,000 polling stations. 15,000 polling stations. Now, if you are complaining to say they rigged, and for them to rig, it means you didn't have your electoral agency in all the polling stations. And I've gotten information on that to that effect, that you didn't have polling agency in all the polling stations. You didn't have. And the excuse that you are making to say, no, Kumo, choppers had to go there and whatever. The fact is that you didn't have polling agency in a number of polling stations. So if you didn't have polling agency in a number of polling stations, over on just about 140 polling stations, 100 and let's say, for argument's sake, let's say 140. You failed to put in polling agents. Now, we are going to talk about a country where we are going to have not 1,000. Not 1,000. This is 150. Manage. You failed to manage 140. They are not even 140, but anyway, let's take that as a figure to work with. You fail to manage 140. You fail. Now, Ngayadi 1,000. Can you manage? If there are 1,000, can you manage? You fail 140. You fail to manage. Now, if there were 1,000, can you manage? And it is not 1,000. It is 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Mlesa mkuka 15,000. Kutimwa igida. Himwe. Kutimwa igida. Can you get it? Can you get it? Can you? Mwila ivepa. Ina miyeme fishinka pano. I tell you the truth. I give you the reality. Joel is telling me, Yombo is telling me, polling stations now, what somebody is saying 109, another one is saying 218. I doubt 218. But nonetheless, whatever those numbers, you could even say 500. Nationwide. He must be able to protect his votes in at least not less than 13,000. If the polling stations they are 15,000, he should be able to protect confidently 13,000. 13,000, and that 13,000, it is not just to say, kuli abantu bandi. Starting with polling agents, when elections in Chitika, you must have people physically, not people who are outside. They must be inside in the polling station there. They must be inside. Now, on average, you must have 3 people. 3 people at a polling station. On average, you must have 3 people at a polling station. Manning your votes. On just minimum. This is minimum. A good number you should be talking about, so 10 people. 10 people. If you saw Chawama, one of the things that made Chawama possible for those people, it is that abantu tawale le kuchawama, you know, and it is because of Chawama no, you know, and whatever. So people were all over, you know, we're all over. It was difficult there. It was difficult. Moyatera pesenjuka kulia. Moyatera pesenjuka. In Kama Chawama, people didn't sleep. Even as a political technician, electro-technician, I've played roles in these elections. I played the role in 2015 elections. I played the role in 2026 elections. I did. Even in 2021, I played the role. I am a political technician when it comes to looking after votes. Kutina kuvikira wino veso wino to alianshike wino mu 2015 to alianshike tatwa imwe mwireka tuzaba ile. I know about politics. Chipenzi umuntu mbyontina ni chipenzi alishiwa politics. Chipenzi alishiwa kupenda ma votes. Chipenzi alishiwa kupenda ma votes ndebye. If there are people in countries, in a country, Sata knew how to manage Jama votes. He knew. Voter tabulation, parallel voter tabulation, niwa sata ba ile twishwe voter parallel voter tabulation, niwa sata. Vake BF lolenda satani nchetekere what bali fidiwe nyakuli voter tabulation bamdala ba. Anyway, you need to protect. It's not just a matter of what. So the point is, I'm trying to tell you, I've given you Chawama, and I mean, tonight I've just told you the way it is. One of the issues was, you know, the resources did not reach the ground. People went there from other places. The structures were not organized. The messaging was bad. Now, this happened in Chawama in a by-election. And I'm giving you to say, now think about 156. 111, 211. Think about the constitutions 211. People, he has got his own issues. Chipoka Mulenga has got his own issues. Chipoka Mulenga na muchitowi. Chipoka Mulenga. How Chipoka Mulenga ndekumfira no luse. Ndekumfira no luse because kuliyama issues. Kuliyama issues bad kind. Kuliyama issues. Ukose munyinane, ukose munyinane kulia because kula kuntu kulia na wakuletera ma issues. Kopa beoti kulituma issues. And some of these things, if you ever got in Sri Lanka, they wear because really quite what to my issues could. Quite what to my issues. Some of these things that no, I think whatever. Nalolesha, naibuera mofia, titindande. But kopa beoti na kwatako to my issues. Lusaka na kwatako to my issues. Even kusauthern kuino kuna kwatako to my issues. So, but anyway, all these places, so now people will be campaigning on their own. Some of these MPs, now, you know, it is one thing when they were in opposition. Listen to me very carefully here. It is one thing when UPND was in opposition. Being in opposition, for those who were elected, it was working to their advantage because they could not be held responsible for the underdevelopment. They could not be held responsible. Why? Because they were in opposition. But now that they are in the ruling party, people, what excuse are they going to have? Kulina CDF, what excuse are they going to have? So some of these MPs are going to have it very difficult. Very, very difficult. Just like what happened in Chawama. Because they will be on their own. They will be on their own. Government machinery will not be so much at their disposal. In a by-election, government machinery is at your disposal. Mungu fiction. In a by-election, government machinery is at your disposal. But when it is in a by-election, in a general election, government machinery is not so much available for you. Government machinery is more concentrated on the presidency. Is more concentrated on the presidency. Mweba ashara mai mwene. So mukose vane mukose. Mukose. Not to kureta dismiss abantu ati awe ulia. He's just a comedian. Mukaisanga muli mwamone. Then mwa likuwa opposition. Mwa leva. Yawe. Haka inde ichile malea. Haka inde ichile malea. Ni mieva. Kuntwa nikane kukasama. Where you went and spoke like a bemba and told people whatever you told them. And at the end of the day, you lost. Whatever excuse that you want to put up, you should have been the one to be carrying those advantages. How can you win the presidential? Yo tatoa kwete ndalama, yo, shani, eva mundubile, yo, ndalama takudi, whatever. Ngata mko ito rupia. Mkaiwina shani into anikane 2026. Mkaiwina shani. Era mobile mwa liko opposition. Some of you MPs aba liko opposition. You should be thinking of which party are you going to contest. Given Rubindo kuna pena. Mune wonfienshi. Given Rubindo na pena. He's busy. Ale pasabantu instead of putting people together. Instead of putting people together. Mwabale ana wa Mundubila oko. Leonde ufo wachifumbanda tiyo. Who told you that I've given FDD to Brian Mundubila? If that statement is true, that is quite unfortunate. If today we are hearing of Fumbanda coming out to say, who told you that I've given Brian Mundubila my part? If that is true, that is serious. That is serious. Ama MPs, bako opposition, bake minina pesa. Mwema opposition, mwema le tukaka inde ichile machini, mke minina pesa. Where are you going to contest? Which political parties are you going to contest? So, Vane, I know you would not like me. Hey, Tayali, shan. Mumbele Lekolu say, I've just spoken my mind. I'm opening phone lines, mkwai. Kutimu alanda kona imu watu mafoni. Na imu mulande kumutume kwa mafoni. Mwarikeshwa kalaka namba kali. Mwarikeshwa ka namba kali kutimu watuma ko phone na imwe. Mwaranda ko efo mulefo okulanda. Mwarikeshwa kalaka namba kali. Kalaka namba tubonsha kali. Kutimu watuma ko mulande ko efo mulefo okulanda na imwe. You can start calling in now. Let me get this. Hello? Yes, please.
Hello?
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 Yes, please. I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Tayali.
Bueno.
Ya,
Upon then and what about that? Figure Moranda, what I think what to me, Mr. Even is doing is bad.
Bad.
I'm a politics here.
Yaputuka phone hiyo. Yaputuka, unfortunately, for some reason. No, but given Lubinda very person. But given Lubinda, instead of putting together a party, he's just destroying it. You know, he's just destroying it. Hello? Hello?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Honorable.
Yes, how are you?
Good. Thank you. Well done. I just want to commend you. Well done. I like how you've articulated things and how that these politics must be done. I like.
Oh, Lord. No, now of course it's not going to be as simple. That's for sure. It's not going to be very simple. Hakainde Hichilema is clearly winning. No doubt. Hakainde Hichilema is winning with a landslide. But Mbyuku. Hello?
Yes. Good evening,
Good evening. Yes. I am quite.
Well spoken, my brother. I think I'm a politics. They have an promotion land. They have an opposition, but it's monoquanguka. Secondly, looking at some of the MPs, they are also but it's monoquanguka. But it's Kachitika, I'm an independent candidate, Baka Fulatana Paramita. Our private by me affair. I am MP voting, but some of the MPs now by Timwasana, now by Timwa Yakurati, Tabalepa grassroots. Now, Nabalako, 23 years by Kemo position, Nabalava Simba, Pamunge of Sinamela and the Copa Bill, Naikatama issues Sana Engi. Kingoloko and other places and now what am I? So therefore I think about opposition she never monasano kuyokutali bakati bakaya nangwa my election that last year PF she for penene instead of given but the United Party Dabashi but they won't send a vena Tazinga and other things. The opposition here Monica Party Ikalama PF. Now Muriama structures Katinga Nibanga Bajimama function Ajimo given Rubinda, Mundubila and other but so that you go there. So in them Kulanda Mukusia Kulanda Bakova Padino Bombesha Sana opposition Bakwati Apo and Gaming was some of MPs Salawata Apo Chesa Tapon. What is the complaint? Because the party as that now. But Mubanda Navakana wona Chimonare, Navakana. So that is what here. How you Manukulana Ena, Nana Narita Moranga fishing, Dangarita with stroke and fishing. So that is what to Alano. I thank you for a
Thank you. Hello? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Precious.
Yes, hi.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I want to contribute on where you said that the opposition, they keep on talking even when they don't have a family leader. Who told you that there is no opposition? Opposition is there. You can't see that we have Makebi Zulu who is going to contest the party in New Congress Party. The opposition is there. So Abraham Mundubila, if we don't have where to contest, that is not our problem. Because like for him, he has already pulled out from PF. So those who are given window, he keeps on discovering that they are not good people. He has no right to do whatever he wants because he's the one who is the president for PF right now. And he's the one who was given powers to be the acting president. So all of those who respect Ivarungu, they're supposed to respect Ivagiven Winter. So if they disrespect him, do you expect Ivagiven Winter to start tolerating such nonsense? They need to respect Ivagiven Winter. Right now we are fighting against corruption and also we want to bring back our democracy. Right now people, they don't have democracy. So you can't even pretend like maybe things are okay right now. No. So those who are doing what is right, they are not supposed to be insulted or to start judging them. No.
Thank you, Precious.
So the opposition is there and nothing can change that.
Thank you, Precious.
So just to watch and see.
Thank you. We watch indeed. We watch. We watch. Precious says, watch and see. Indeed, we watch and see. Hello? Hello? Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
President Ilian Shukuno Zambia Takari Yapo. Waka in the President, never in the Badishvati, Baleru Sapa. That's why I have a tangition in Galati. Kuno to my tapa ground, the Randos Valanda, the opposition, what a story you Muntunga Umu. Then you Muntu in it. Advent don't go to the Mustan view right now because Tiwamuka. But PF campaign, Chintish campaign, Nakinto Bumbakat. Apakudati, Tondeko Bomba. So, at my Romani zero, but opposition to Muntu, so that they come with that. But I hate never is that's why I go to the Ningara to PF because we are winning. Badi Katati, but if I broke a fight, the body is what is just otherwise, the opposition. Next time, you president, one time. There's no need to campaign, but there's no need to campaign. Yes, for the ready campaign. The new table, much food. Don't talk of your abolition people.
No, thank you, Mwana. Thank you. Hello? 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 Yes, yes. Hello? Please move away from that radio. Or from that phone. I don't know. Hello?
Hello, Mudishani wa Chilufya Tayali.
Bueno femkwa.
Femkwa. Nevo Brian Makarito. Let me know living so. So, nataka kulanda po wala shida ili kweli. So, issue hili hapa abale anda twaka inde bako na beta no kuchiwati na bapona no na yeneyo. Maputo kwa mano. Esi alikasama. Opposition wakule bakosa no ko. Apose kwa mano sana, ozi abantu bonse balishibeka ikikule bakambungu na banani aba lakini baliranda pada bali pada baliranda ipejja kupera abantu ko bakakita nangoko bashire ko bakesa kita akili bashire yakuli bena kulalanda ke yakula mwina mufire utezo muni ko bashita bale ko kunke ichitumbi kiracho galungu wabo kutawa mali ya stress ya plani ya kibindi kuja kukata mafuti kubabontia abakasha abashiki bari afite ndi cyabomba cyabombe ngabali mona buno abashikoka mulenga bakoka buswe na ba youth and sports minister information bari pera abantu so bena kasama bali tengera abantu bali so bali senda information ya yawe kuya ne filipo and information bali bakira kumona filipo ko babombera bali bano no abale mona iko promise ibajabe ngina bashimona na babomba nyinyi otigana yana mu 2026 barapita ese tarapita kwa kikonka nyiso no koko.
Thank you.
Ombe wino kana mbatire ku.
Natotera. Hello?
Hello Chilufya, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Me is calling from Dega Township here in Dola.
Yes, please.
Those who are saying that the President Hakainde Hichilema is going should prepare themselves psychologically, mentally, and spiritually. Because President Hakainde Hichilema is headed for a landslide victory. Those should learn that. On PF, given Rwanda has messed up PF, just like you had said, instead of bringing the people together, he is busy chasing them. Believe you me, just like you had prophesied, PF is not going to stand, or they are not going to field any presidential candidate. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Good evening, Mr. Tam.
Good evening.
Chilufya. Okay, I've been following the discussion. My take on opposition is very unfortunate for opposition to be apart like that. Then one thing, my opinion is, please get me right, this is my opinion. If we see Mr. Mundubila and the team start supporting the ruling party, that won't surprise me. Because Mr. Mundubila, him we know that there's this face-off given Lubinda. Then in our CK, these faces, they are well known across the country. Mr. Mundubila, even today, Mundubila when the few were just walking. Or even Mazabuga, no one will know Mr. Mundubila. He's known on Facebook, yes. But you know the reality in the ground is that this Facebook, not everyone is following what's happening on Facebook. Yes, sometimes we participate on things that we don't know, that we don't fully understand. So, it could have made sense, but at the end of the day, it's politics. Like what you usually say, that politics they have. Yeah, but the ruling party, they have prayed there. They know that the ground is not that fertile for them. What we do? Divide and lose.
But you know, my brother, like you have said that yes, that is your opinion. You know, I'm not seeing government meddling with the opposition. I am not seeing it. It is just their selfishness. Maybe help me see where you see government meddling, because for me, look at the division that's happening. Look at Given Lubinda expelling his friends. You know, I mean, where is government coming in?
But you know, the reality on the ground is that no matter how they can cooperate, like from today, if they happen to come together, it's impossible to win presidential.
Yes, of course.
Very much impossible.
Exactly. That is, I agree with you.
So if they are fighting now, what are they fighting for? They can't win presidential.
No, they can't. They can't. This is a fact.
That's a reality. Me, to be honest with you, I don't support you, PNG, but it's very clear. Presidential, they can't win.
It's done. That one is done.
Yes, the presidential, they can't win. But let's bear in mind that there's an amendment of constitution, meaning there will be a lot of members of parliament.
Yeah.
So the opposition is high time to have more members in parliament, so that certain things that they may be, willing to change in future, it will be impossible because of numbers.
Yeah.
But if they won't come together, then it happens that the ruling party have more numbers in chamber and in parliament. It will be very impossible to oppose certain things.
Yeah. No, thank you, my
That's
brother.
a danger.
Thank you. Hello? 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 I can't hear you for some reason. For some reason, I can't hear that. Hello?
Hello, Zambia.
Yes.
Natindande ko pari didi media shia na kawili. The last time narandile ko last week.
Okay.
So nachira mikonka pa na mfuako Eliash. Okay, today I'm happy. Kionza se mwananda kudike for English, but we are not with any side. We said the way politics are supposed to be. And the current situation that are happening right now. So natapundande kupari ko ya mapo hapa imalanda the government has no hand in PF in dividing PF. But how do you look at the issue of Chavinga, who is saying that PF is in alliance with the ruling party? If the government has no hand, what does that mean?
So,
the other thing I wanted to talk about.
But okay, let's talk about Chavinga first of all. How does Chavinga come in the picture? Chavinga comes in the picture after Miles Sampa differed with Given Rwinda. Miles Sampa staged a fake convention and appoints Chavinga. You see? Now, all these things, they are within themselves, the PF. Okay? So, Chavinga really is not that it is the UPND that installed Chavinga on PF. It is Miles Sampa who installed Chavinga. You see? It is Miles Sampa who made Chavinga to be leader of opposition. You know, right now, Chavinga drives a GRZ vehicle, by the way. GRZ vehicle. Because of Miles. So where does government come in? You know, and of course, all government has done is when you see when you see your enemies are fighting themselves, you just encourage them to fight. You leave them to fight. That's what government has done. Government has just sat down. If you see Akainde Ichirema when he's meeting, when he sees Chavinga, do you see that most of the times there is a loud laughter? You know, he just enjoys seeing them fight. Akainde Ichirema is just seeing them fighting.
Ndalo metondero mbakutarasa kutamnakati nko. Teti mwombe vina wa opposition so that twakwako fyo muntu alaba ko opposition. Sile nkarika sana kufanya country kwa opposition. Mami tatuko to opposition. Tatuko to le turandira ko we trust the people.
My brother, I will tell you this. My brother, I'll be very honest with you. Lelo, I'm inspired by the Patriotic Front bishops. Trust me, I would be very happy to be in opposition. Very happy. You know, because, you know, we need the opposition. We don't just need the ruling party. We need an effective opposition. When there is an effective opposition, if interference we know, you put government on their toes. And frankly speaking, I know I can put UPND on their toes. I know. I know I can put them on their toes. Now, the challenge is Muntuandi. The realities of politics. Because I'm a politics, it is tekulanda vefinendera and fiapa. I'm a politics extend into other things. I'm a politics extend even into my family. I'm a politics extends even to my children. I'm a politics extends even to my business. So you must be now ufina. Ufine na ufina. Ngata ufini ne. No you know, again, so there are some people who actually feel like that. They feel, they are comfortable. Wherever they are, they can insult, they can do whatever. Nicho tawafina. Nga walifina like ine finondi. Na tampa ko pirikiti. Even the government here will feel it. And let me tell you, there is no government that is going to embarrass another government. If my government in Zambia would come and start talking to the government in this country, in no time muntu wandu wakesanje batiwe anshika ansula akabutanda koveka vieko kumbi. I'm telling you. So these are realities muntu wandi. If I were just naimata kirikiti, pantu munafu, awe daddy, you are useless. A mouse for hire nga bambo kunkunkunika. Lero ndena nga vifishinka. Bambo kulampepeka. Bukesa mpoko na iwe. Bambo kunkunkunika. Ukansapona air ticket finga baye batiwe imaka biye. Ukansapona air ticket.
They are not thinking correctly, because if they were thinking correctly, this time is the time to unite and look for a better candidate. But anyone wants to be a leader. Now, like that, how are we going to beat the president teaching them?
Unfortunately, my brother, that is a reality. All I can tell you is that is a reality, that when we say the opposition is weak. Because if the opposition is not weak, even some of the challenges that I'm talking about would not be there. Even some of the challenges, even some of my fears will not be there. But because we are weak, I mean, what? We must admit, and when we admit... Achan,
have you tried to speak with him, like maybe that's what you call this one, Look, you are a known person and you have contacts with these people. You can talk to them, and I'm sure most of them, they listen to you.
So
you just talk with them.
I'm going to respond on both sides. A lot of people like to say, no, speak to Hakainde Hichilema. No, speak to Brani Mundubila. No, speak to Given Lubinda. No, speak to Kampiongo. These people that you say, speak to them, they listen to me. And if there is anything that they want to offer, they can reach me. It is easier to reach me. It is easy for me to speak to Hakainde Hichilema. It is easy for me to speak to Brani Mundubila. It is easy for me. Some of these people, it is not easy for me to reach them. But for them, they can reach me. So this issue, Mulanda Pwati, hey, speak to this one, speak to this one. Namuishima Mulankari fyo mutima. I get upset. Chishupa fye, nganda mishauta noko mishauta. Because ngana tuka. If I say something about them, they come complaining. But when Dad, you are looking for something, why don't you speak to this one? But they have got their own reasons. And since they have their own reasons, I take my position kuichindika. Ninjichindika hapa. Ndesa potafiba Hakainde Hichilema. Ngavatawandore shepo. If I feel I will continue. I will not stand up here. Hey, Hakainde Hichilema. I'm not going to do it. Mwikala patarara. Mwina patararika.
Mwina patararika. Naomba mdadea tunachukua kafina mwa kwa mshiriki ni bantu charota kwa takuwa kubeba kwa to ukuburi corruption ukuwaiva ukwizi tabako to kubeba monze bare wira teshipari no kula tafya
very na wale wira na nena like kana kuno kuine ndenwa tina wanakia wandi bai na wale wile pani wale tintana na like kana kuno na bu refugee wandi ngatabandele keshepo Hakainde Hichilema ngekala kuno kuine temurani nikaini never refugee. I only be grateful, to the people that have at least given bali mpela kwa hapa kuikala to ikala kwa hapa but iparanji kele palia mfira na ichindika not ambo kula mpikiso shani Hakainde Hichilema mdara wandi Ndebe fishing karero. Fishing cafe. mwikala patalala mwina patalalika ati muchibolyo mwali batata lelo mwali lakoni muchibolyo mwali batata lelo mwali lakoni ati naivukishana wachitefu balelanda alabane chalo mwamona tachitalalanga musunga chibolyo mwali batata lelo mwali lakoni yalikaba politics te abana politics te abana you are there no daddy do this whatever why don't you do this mdala politics it's not just about talking tawfila ulelanda there are a lot of other things that are connected to politics. Politics is the entire life. For you to succeed, Muntwandi, it's not just a matter of lelanda. There are other things that must be in place for you to really succeed in politics. It is not just hello? 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 Yes. Hello? Hey, I'm quiet. Hello?
I'm quiet, sister. Hello?
Yes. Hello? We can hear you. Please go ahead. Freedom Africa.
Hello?
I'm quiet. Oh. If Yashupa, it was his first time, and I was hoping that, I would hear what he has to say. Yarikawa, politics te avana vani, politics te avana. Not to Aisha Fina Kafumu now we could die. Yo, if when for a politician, Tayali, you are not a politician. Hey, you are just a political commentator. Hey, ukapange political party na iwe. Na iwe tampokula ndaga yukandange. Ukabati ofu bakisema politics nifi. Ukandange. But Tayali, you are outside there. There you can be talking. When you see people talking, and they are not bothered. Muntwandi, if you are a political heavyweight, when you start talking, wherever you are talking. Hello?
Hello, yes, Mr. Tayali.
Yes, sir.
Good. I do follow you nicely.
Thank you.
I do follow you nicely. And today you have made things easier by opening up a lot of points, especially where MPs are concerned. I think MPs need to pull up their socks. They should not compare with the president, no. Every minute, every second, people, their minds are open to see what are these people doing. Because like the president has already campaigned himself from 2021. Which points am I talking about? Number one, education. Like in my case, I have about 4 children. I don't pay. Do you think I can vote for somebody who said your children have to pay? No, I can't. And how many are we, all the parents, who have benefited from that one? So we are naming. Now to them, they don't know. When you look at bursary, PF removed the bursary, but HH restored that one. So that's a score. And he's looking at the poor people. And him is maintaining about that, so that all the people should achieve what he promised them. And he's doing that. And those are the majority. Then those who are within the urban and whatever. But coming to the MPs, MPs are not doing anything good to themselves. It's not to the president. And they should not compare to the president. They are not doing themselves a good thing. Because they are not bringing people together like what Mundubila also is doing. Because MP must understand. I can give you a good example where we do vote here at Riverside, particularly Valley View. There are a lot of activities there whereby an MP was supposed to work on that one. The toilets are not there. Everything is just scattered. Are you seeing that? Now, do they think somebody will just come in and then vote for them? No, President has provided the education and the people are plenty there at school. And the MP is failing to build a toilet for those.
And there is CDF.
No.
And there is CDF, by the way.
Pull up their stuff.
There is CDF, by the way.
Yes. Hey, they're failing to utilize that one. And even running away from people.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that?
No.
Because the copper belt is our home. We know all the weaknesses in and out. But to me, whether the president said, I will not talk to people and whatever, the vote is there already because he has the majority of the people, especially the parents, the orphans, the widows, and look at these people also, the retirees and whatever. Everything is maintaining that. Those are the issues.
Yeah.
He has just a few challenges which he can just sort out here and there. But for MPs, independent guys like my fellow friend said independent will be plenty than the ruling whatever. And independent, they do work again with the government. That's the goodness of independent people. Because they will come from where? From the ruling party, the independent people. That's what they should understand that.
Well, thank you, man.
So much, Mr. Tayali. I really love you the way you bring up issues and how you work in and out. Thank you, dear.
Thank you. Tyson Muliata. Good evening, Mr. Tayali. I'm here to thank you for not for listening to those who want to force you to start talking against President HH. Just be like the way you are. For sure, my brother. I mean, all these people, they just excite you. Hey, talk this, whatever. And me, I've been through a lot of challenges. And all those people that, whatever, they are never there. They are never there. I'm grateful to some of these people but up to me $50. But some of you will interfere. Hello, my brother. Hello? Hello? Yes.
Yeah, I think it's not just come up for MPs.
Manje, phone simbe kabuno bwanja.
Hello?
Yeah,
I think what I want to say, Mr. Tayali, I want to talk about the issue of the MPs. They need to be serious on what they are doing. Often go tell the pamoja abantu hao. Because family also in the sasa nzela pamoja na wanzao. China ngunja kuti like monga ba given lubinda ba given bina banaita ya perfect. Ba given bina in the boss pa the family bana chika madera wa mdara ba itika ro. Benda the boss cha kopaleti bana waji. Bali mchipano wacha kopaleti mshemushe bankasika na wakambisa na bashika pesa.
It's true. Yeah. Sure. Ziko. Sure. Ziko. Hello? Hello, I can't hear you for some reason. I don't know why. You know, the issue here at Galungu, you know, people thought that it will help them, but it will not help them. Issue here at Galungu will not help them. Akainde Ichilema is winning. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes, it's from my end. It's good evening.
Yes, indeed. Good evening.
Okay. Fine, thank you. This is Cooper.
Yes.
I've been your follower, and today you've opened up in a lot of areas. You've touched on the opposition, you've touched on the ruling party as well. You've given them exactly what they are supposed to do. No wonder some, they will say, you are not right, you are unstable, you are not... But that's the fact. You've taught them what to do. If they are to go forward, they just need to follow that. The ground, it should be respected. For the opposition also, they need to unite. You've provided a good counsel both for the ruling and for the opposition. It's for their own benefit. If they don't want, they can go their own way. But you are there to give counsel. And there are very few people who are able to provide information such as that. Others, Barandil and Miles Sampa bed. But there you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is. How Mandini? So, if you're me, I'm really insisting on the UPND. President Hakainde Hichilema has already gotten a ticket. You know, he's gotten the political heaven ticket. Hakainde Hichilema is winning the next elections. And those of you who are delusional, thinking that Hakainde Hichilema, you are completely mistaken. You don't have the capacity. You don't have the means to really unseat President Hakainde Hichilema. You don't have. And Kasama is one example which has shown that you cannot win presidential. You can't. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you, Mr. Tayali?
Fine, thank you.
Krishani Kumangarand. Wamdara? I'm Chareko Arnold. What I've learned in life is when your time hasn't come, there will be these confusions. People in opposition, no matter you can talk to them up to tomorrow morning, they will still not hear.
Yeah.
You can talk, waste all your time. People, they will still not hear because their time hasn't come. Now, even the ruling party at times, they will do their own things. Even though you talk, they will still not hear you. But you continue talking, you continue providing leadership. Leadership is not to become a president, although that's what is missing in Zambia.
Thank you.
Because most of the people in the opposition, they think when they are leaders, they need to be president.
Yes.
Because you can still be a leader, not a president.
You
cannot be throwing stones, but you are a leader. Now, look at a situation where I think I'd get stabbed, like the so-called Marukura now. This person from nowhere, he failed to read the constituency, want to become a president of a nation. How possible is it, gentlemen? How possible? Look at even another faction leader in the name of Waruvinda. I've got huge respect for him. He knows how to debate in parliament with a lot of experience around him. But surely inside his heart, can he stand as a Republican president? Do all the factors support that? Does he think, because even though I'm not a lawyer, but from what I know as well, he cannot stand as a president in Zambia. Because remember, there was a time when he wanted to stand as a president. He never stood because of other factors.
Well,
but now this man, he knows he can't stand. Why doesn't he support, for example, even Mundubila, the person who can stand? But he's arguing, making noise. And I get surprised. What are these guys thinking? I get surprised. Are they bewitched or what?
Yeah.
So anyway, continue talking to them. All what I know as well, UPND is going through. We think probably maybe I see them going with a very big landslide. The president will go through.
President, definitely.
No doubt about that.
Sure. No, thank you.
Because even when they are saying HH is going through, the question is through to who?
Yeah.
What time are they going to organize money to fly those planes from province to province?
Imagine.
Who is going to give you money to a person they don't know?
Yeah. No, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Family son.
Bueno, fio.
I'm quite out of there. Kalamba. Therefore, kuipsako paliwa given Ruvinda. Meso valetita. Va given Ruvinda. One. Vena valera ndati Mundubila tali bwino. Nomba, uli Miles Sampa wakwete.
Hey!
Now we know.
Good question. Good question. Uwavi papa ni Mundubila na Miles Sampa ni nani? Lero brand Mundubila avipa to be expelled, but Tuankane Miles Sampa mundeterere is okay.
Yes. So we pushe kuti uwipile pali Miles Sampa na Mundubila ni nani? So pakuti vantu vamone uli kwete mistake ni nani?
No.
Problem.
No. Very good question. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, please.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I think let me end here for tonight. I was basically, responding to the pastoral letter that has been issued by the Catholic Bishop. It is a very good pastoral letter, encouraging people to participate in politics, encouraging people to go out and vote, encouraging, free and fair elections. That's very good. And I've shared from my perspective as a Catholic and as somebody who is in politics, the challenges that we have. It's very difficult because a number of times politics goes beyond, just us, doing these talking and everything, exchange of ideas. It extends to our families. It extends to our income. It extends to a lot of other things. Some of us, we have ended up, being here in exile, and we are not happy. But unfortunately, that is part of politics. And it becomes very difficult to really, look at your conscience and do the politics, because sometimes you are twisted. Sometimes you are really caught up in a situation whereby, what do you just do? It's very difficult. Anyway, and, it goes now to talk about even the general politics. I've spoken about Chawama. Chawama by-elections showed that in spite of who a ruling party may put, in spite of the resources that they may put in, if people don't want that candidate, they will not vote for that candidate. And we are going to see a lot of this happening across the country in the general elections. Remember, during the time of by-elections, the state machinery goes in to help in the by-election. But in the general election, it will be very difficult. Some of these political giants that we are seeing, even some of these ministers, may not retain their seats. And the UPND need to be very careful on who they adopt as their candidate. Citing Chawama especially as an example, the people of Chawama refused to accept the candidate that they were given. So it is the same thing in the general elections. If the UPND are going to go, not scrutinizing some of these people who they are going to nominate, they will be disappointed. They will be disappointed. And in that regard, I am seeing a lot of independents winning. Should I take this one as the last one? Okay, let me take it as the last call. At the last call. Hello? 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 Yes, I'm taking you as the last caller. Please make your submission quickly.
Yes, but
Yeah, I'm quiet.
I'm quiet. Mas já vai bem, como ele chegou preparando, no papai topic esse. I don't see any chance you have my oppositions winning my elections. Because the reason why I say so is because they're not coordinated and they don't know what they're doing. Each has campaigned for himself. That's through his works.
Yeah. No, thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So, say Mulende Maisei, Tayali, come home. This is your motherland. You wanna Kasembe. Anyway, so basically, I was saying that UPND must make sure that they choose right people for to stand in these different constituencies and council chairperson and whatever. And I am seeing a lot of independency because the opposition is fragmented. So some of these people, they don't stand a chance standing on a political party, but standing on their own, especially those who have got resources. Especially those who have got resources. You are better off going as an independent than contesting on a political party. Because some of these political parties, really, they have no future. They have no future. And for those who are saying, no, Hakainde Hichilema Malaya, I'm saying, Hakainde Hichilema Malaya to who? Given Winda is busy destroying the party. He has really destroyed PF. There is no PF around Given Winda. There is no PF. He has destroyed it. Then, Brian Mundubila, they don't have capacity. They failed to man, the polling stations in Kasama. Winning an election, it is not just about convincing people, whatever. It is also about protecting your votes, making sure that the right results are announced. Failure to doing that, you have lost either way. You have lost. So, if they have failed to win Kasama, how can they win countrywide? Hakainde Hichilema is very far ahead than any of the presidential candidates. Hakainde Hichilema is winning with a landslide victory. No doubt about it. I think that is the summary of my presentation tonight. Thank you for following me. Thank you for your support. To some of you, I want to reiterate this point. To some of you that part away with a little bit of resources to send to me, I'm very grateful. I'm telling you, I don't take it for granted. And it goes a long way when you help. I'm very, very grateful. May God bless you and may God bless Zambia. Good night.